I should definitely be saying good morning, but it is the afternoon. I've had a very leisurely start to the day. Lydia is currently away for Carrie's birthday, and so I thought I would take the opportunity to chill out on the sofa, no interruptions, no requests, just me and the boys. We just chilled. I'm not sure where Louis is. And I actually caught up with The Crown because The Crown kind of fell by the wayside. We really hadn't kept on top of it, and so I sat down and watched about 3 or 4 episodes this morning, which was very nice, in my dressing gown, super chilled. And then I had a parcel arrive from Royal Mail, and I thought, wow, I was not expecting that. What a lovely surprise. And so with these 2 new items that arrived today, and also some other items that I have collated over the kind of last couple of months. It's been a very, very busy couple of months for me. I've been traveling here, there and everywhere. It's been amazing. I've absolutely loved it. And I'm set to be at home now for a little while, which is really nice because the house does need a bit of attention. I think like when you go away, things slowly start falling apart because I'm not there doing my maintenance and keeping on top of stuff. And so I really need to do a good solid day in my wardrobe and get things really tidied up in there. I need to probably do a good couple of days in the garden and really get busy in there. And then the building works and finishing off the en-suites, and there is so much that I have planned to get sorted now I'm home for a little period. But I thought I would also take this opportunity in this video to showcase some new in bits and do a little bit of an unboxing. So this morning I received this package from Circadian, who are a French candle and fragrance house. They date back to 1643, so been around for some time, and I absolutely adore their branding. I think it has a really nice look to it, and also they actually have produced my favourite candle in the world, which is Ernesto. And I kind of get a little bit of nostalgia from that scent because when I first had this office done, it was the fragrance that was in the room, and I purchased a couple of candles along the way, and also, which this has lasted so long, this is a room scent or a room spray, and it's got this really lovely pump on it. I'm probably halfway through, and this is a good few years old now, and I just give it a couple of pumps around the room and it just smells incredible. And because the room was finished just prior to Christmas, it kind of reminds me of that kind of cozy seasonal time of the year, but it also has that kind of association with this room, and I just love this room. It just makes me feel so good when I'm working in here, and there's such a nice feel to the room that this scent complemented it perfectly. So they have produced one of my favourite scents in the world, which is quite a big statement, I know. If I open up here, Isla, as you can see, in this sort of faded orange bottle, the white cap, and alongside it we have a candle which is Dioro. I haven't actually opened this or smelt it yet, so we quickly take a little How nice is their branding? So, wow. Oh my God, Lydia's gonna love this. It does say on top, just here, that you shouldn't burn your candle for more than 2 hours at a time. And I think that that's something that's really important to remember, because if you want to try to maximize the scent, you don't want to overburn it. I think it's to do with the heat that's created. So a couple of hours, switch it off, and plus it will last for longer and you'll get more use out of it. So you don't need to leave these running all day long. A couple of hours do the trick, but really beautiful. And the fragrance, being called Isla, might be something different. Oh wow, super citrusy, really fresh. It's kind of what I was expecting when I saw the bottle, that kind of fresh lightness, but it's definitely a different nose. So this is Isla, and the candle is Dioro. So 2 beautiful new fragrances, or 2 smells to introduce into my life. If you haven't heard or discovered or smelled any of their products before, I would strongly suggest you do, because they are just super luxurious, very elegant. They're actually using their candles in Maison de Bray, which is the maison that we went to recently in Bordeaux, which Lydia documented on her channel. So if you would like to go and check out and see what we got up to, it was incredible. Then make sure you head over to her channel. But anyway, I wanted to quickly open that in here because this candle, I'm sorry lids, is going to stay in this room because it smells amazing. But before we move upstairs, I just want to quickly move across to the bedroom, calm down, and quickly show you something else before we head upstairs. And I'm going to show you some new in pieces, both fashion and fragrance. Now it feels like some time ago that the clocks went forward. However, during that period, it really got me thinking about sleep. And so with my ongoing partnership with Xiaomi, I wanted to take the opportunity to share some of the tricks that Lids and I use to enhance the quality of our sleep. And the first product that I wanted to talk to you about was the Xiaomi Bedside Lamp 2. This works alongside your circadian rhythm, and so you can set the desired time you wish the lamp to turn on, and also you can, if you wish, set the desired time that you want the lamp to switch off. You can also override this by doing it manually using the touch display on the lamp itself. I would love to be able to go into the science behind how these lamps actually work, but it's something along the lines of the photoreceptors in your retina can actually detect that there's light, which slowly start to wake your brain up, which in turn, I believe, then helps you have a softer, more natural awakening, which I've found personally to be much more energizing and much more pleasant for sure. It's been a fantastic introduction to our routine. It also teams up as an ambient and environment enhancing light, because you can actually select different colors and moods that you want to create within the room. I know that in general people like to sleep to a warm light, a reddy kind of glow, and then to wake up a nice white bright light is one that does the job, but it does for me anyway. But amongst all of that, you can also select greens and purples and reds, and there's a huge variety of colours that you can select. And you can do this again using the touch display, and you can select different colours using the cycle button here at the top. But you can also use the Mi Control app, which actually has connectivity to the device, meaning that you can select using their color wheel, huge variety of different colors. You can also on there change the brightness and of course set the clock itself. Now if you're really techie, you can connect this with some of the popular apps and use voice control. So that's the first product that I wanted to talk to you about. If you haven't tried using a lamp to wake you up in the morning, something that I would personally suggest. I think it may improve the experience that you have waking up in the morning, but do go online and check to see if they sell this in your country, because I know that it isn't shipped worldwide. And the next product that I want to talk to you about is also a light. So here we have the Motion Lamp 2, and it has been incredibly well received. Lids and I have recently been using this. It's the latest addition to our nighttime routine, and we are using it as a night light that we can use if we wake up during the night because we need the bathroom. That rather than scrambling to try to find the light switch for the toilet and accidentally switching on the mains lights in the ceiling, and it can be quite jarring and wake up your partner, the motion sensor in this obviously means that there is no need to do that. And you can change the brightness of the lamp inside, which means you can have it dim quite softly. So it's sufficient enough to firstly not overstimulate yourself with a bright light, but also a lot less likely to wake up your partner during their sleep. So there are lots of places that this lamp could be located, and it's so easy to install. It takes 3 AA batteries, which means it's wireless. You don't need to worry about wiring mains to it. It also has a magnetic base. So if you do need to change the batteries, all you need to do is fix the base using the sticky pad, and you can just pull the actual lamp off itself and then quickly twist the lamp, and inside 3 AA batteries live, and it's really easy to change over. Quick screw, clip back into place, and you're done. Now the base, being magnetic, also gives you 360-degree pivot, so you can have this angled to whatever direction you desire, so you can light up the area that you're trying to. Relatively easy. It also works, as you've seen, as a stand, so really versatile. It also connects to the Mi app control, which means that you can change the brightness, and also you can change the sensitivity of it. So If you are looking to have this work during daylight, for example, you can set that up. If you want it in dim light or if you want it in pitch black light, you can adjust those settings to have this operating during whatever light you desire. So again, gives you a bit of flexibility there with the brightness and the lighting conditions in which it works under. So it's a really functional product, and I'll be leaving a link to this and the bedside lamp in the description box down below. So if you'd like to go and check out those products, those links can be found down there. Well, we're up in the wardrobe and I have a few pieces to run through up here. I'll try not to linger too long on each item. We've got a fair bit to get through. But first things first, Cordings of Piccadilly. These guys have been part of the sartorial landscape in British tailoring since 1839. I love that brands that have this kind of heritage write it on their packaging. It makes it a lot easier to remember so I don't get it wrong. But I have a outfit, a look that I put together from Cordings, and some of you may have recently seen the new Gentleman series, which if you haven't, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't Lydia's favourite because there's of course a little bit of violence in there, but it was a great series, and Cordings actually dressed and did some of the outfits for some of the cast in the show. So super classic, very timeless, very British brand. And I've got 3 items that I'm going to quickly share with you today. And I thought I'll put them on as well, because when I hold them up, you can see them, but I think it's even better when you see them on. So the first item I selected is this cotton blue shirt. Now I've actually had this tailored. Cording shirts come up quite large, so get your collar size and then you can have it tailored to fit you exactly how you desire. As you can see, we've got a semi-cutaway collar. We also have a chest pocket and cuffs. So I'm going to slip this on quickly and then I'll get to the next item. Well, the ladies in the alteration centre have done a fantastic job. I had the sleeves taken up, so as you can see, shorter sleeves, and I've also had it kind of like cinched in or taken in around the waist. And I don't think we did much with the chest. The collar was obviously perfect. So. Next up we have a pair of cotton trousers. These have a 2% stretch in them, 98% cotton. And again, they've got slightly higher waist, very classic fit. I've had these tailored just to kind of complement my silhouette, and I've also had turn-ups put on these as well. When you buy these, they come with a raw finish, so they aren't actually cut to length. You can cut them to the desired length that you need, which I do with all of my clothes pretty much anyway. So for me, that's quite a standard procedure, but just something to keep in mind if you are going to buy a pair of these trousers. If you go in store, they'll happily do that for you. So a little bit unusual for me with the flat front. I normally go for a single or a double pleat. Cordings don't actually do a pleated range, and so these actually fit very nicely. They've allowed space around the seat, which is very important. It's actually the reason why I opt for pleated trousers in general, because I have a little bit of a sticky out butt, and so it kind of helps give me a little bit more fabric when I have pleats on my trousers. But as you can see, these fit absolutely fine, which is fantastic. And yeah, a nice different style of trousers to add to the collection. So as I said, slightly higher waisted, which I quite enjoy. It elongates my legs, and I could do with every little bit that makes me look taller than I am. These 2 items just on their own, very lovely. You could roll up the sleeves, open up the shirt, and it's actually a really nice summer look. But the real star of the show is this next item. So right here, this is 100% linen. It's the Brown Morton 2 Safari jacket. Well, if I spin this around, you'll be able to see that there's a double vent and a half-lined jacket, which makes it perfect for this kind of year. Really breathable, with it being linen as well. The lining is a very traditional Cordings lining, which is really nice, a really rich kind of gold colour as well. And then if we take a look at some of the details on the jacket themselves, on the back you'll see that we have the Alcantara elbow pads or patches, which are obviously a nice functional element. And something that's very subtle but really nice is bonded just inside here. You'll see they've also got the Alcantara finish just inside the cuff, which I thought was a really nice touch. In fact, you've also just got a flash there of the sleeve lining as well, which is a little bit different to the lining in the body of the jacket. And as you can see, with it being safari, we've got the big patch pockets here on the front and a chest pocket up here. I wish I could remember what this little part of the jacket is called. I was told when I visited in store, but it's just a nice little detail on the lapel there. I actually have another couple of jackets with this detail on, so I should probably do a little bit of research to find out the history behind this and what this design element is for. I was told when I was in store, but I just can't remember. So anyway, I'm going to put this on so you can have a look and see what it looks like on. It is such a nice colour, and it just works really nicely as well with the blue and the light tone trousers. Well, I think so anyway. What I love about this particular piece is it's actually quite an elevated item that can definitely be worn in a casual setting. So it becomes quite a versatile piece. If I'm going out for the day, but I know I might be going for dinner in the evening, this is the sort of jacket that's coming with me. And again, it's going to team really nicely with lots of the clothes that I already have in my wardrobe. I also know that they do this in a navy. They may have it in other colours as well. You'll have to go and check out online to see if they do. And also, when I was chatting to the ladies in Cordings, I was actually informed that one of their jackets is the jacket that Monty Don wears when he's gardening, and you'll know it when you see it. I think it's like a twill fabric. It's kind of a little bit more of a casual version of this. It's kind of like a shacket, and if you just think Monty Don navy jacket, that's Cordings, that's what he's wearing. And so I think I might have to pick one of those up for the garden because it's a nice functional jacket to have. They also historically kind of, I guess, developed and built the business from the Macintosh, selling waterproof jackets. And so they also still have Macintosh coats that they sell in store. So if you are ever in the area, if you're in London, then make sure you head into their store because it is a beautiful store and it's just nice to go and look around anyway. It's very British, very country, but it also strikes that nice balance where you can wear the items into the city as well. So anyway, Cordings look complete. As always, I'll leave all of the relevant links in the description box down below. But next up, we're going to take a quick look actually at these boat shoes that I've got right here. This is a company called Lanks, and they've got an orange lining inside, or an inner sole, and then at the bottom you'll see they've got a nice soft tread on them. These are great summer shoes, so I think that they just work really nicely with a pair of shorts. If you're around water, they just look the business. Not heard of this brand before, so I was being introduced to them. So I'm going to have to get busy wearing these in over the summer months. And then a quick flick to the fragrance world. I recently received the Alchemist collection by Gucci. I didn't particularly have myself down as a Gucci man, but this fragrance, oh my god, it smells delightful. One of the most woodiest fragrance I have in my collection. So they sent out 3 fragrances. One of them was quite oody, and this fragrance I gave to Lydia, which is called Tears from the Moon. And then the fragrance that I got along with really well was A Reason to Love. And like I said, it's just really woody. A fragrance that I would wear if I was going to a slightly more elevated occasion. Hello darling, you okay? You just woke up? Very luxurious, it's very powerful, it's very strong. I guess almost the opposite to Citradon, which is very fresh, very light, very citrusy. This is very bold, very deep, very woody, and so it's definitely a fragrance that I'd wear this time of year. And as I said, it would just be to those slightly more elevated occasions, maybe if I was suited and booted, or if I really wanted to stand out, make an impression. This is a fragrance that I would select. Do you want your lunch? Back onto fashion. This particular shirt is a cotton and linen mix, and it is probably one of the lightest and finest shirts that I own. And it's from a company called Rosewood. They're based in Harrogate, and some of you may be familiar with Rosewood from TikTok. Jeremy does a fantastic job of showcasing some really beautiful classic menswear pieces, and he also dips his toes into vintage and collectible items such as the Louis Vuitton briefcases and trunks. He also has some stunning pieces as well, such as lighters and so forth. So if you want to go and check out these guys, they're on TikTok and Instagram under Rosewood, which you can see just there. But this is a cutaway collared shirt. It's got a single cuff And as I mentioned, it's just super light, very summery. And so I'm going to quickly try this on. I've actually not tried this on yet. And this little tag right here says Carlo Riva, and our fabrics are actually handcrafted with Egyptian cotton and old wooden shuttle looms, may occasionally present imperfections and or variations in colour. So it sounds like it's been made with a lot of care, a lot of attention, and also some old school techniques. So if you're going anywhere hot this year, or we get lucky in the UK, this is going to be your best friend. It fits really, really nicely. Check the collar. So I'm in it, but I would probably go half a size up. I am normally a 15.5 collar, which is what this shirt is. But I'd say that I'd probably order a 16. The Italians tend to have a slightly slimmer fit than the Brits. So yeah, I'd probably go half a size up on the collar. But it's not uncomfortable and it fits very nicely. So I'm very happy with that. And I'd probably style this, if I'm completely honest with you, very relaxed like this. Nice pair of linen trousers, right, in the Maldives, relax in, probably roll the sleeves up, super chilled. Speaking of shirts, established in 1928, Eton have got a fantastic range of shirts. But today, I'm here to talk about an overshirt / jacket. Well, this is a 100% linen dark green jacket. And as you can see, we have the 4 pockets on the front of the jacket with the horn buttons. Again, we have the turned down collar and we have single cuffs. Also, you may not be able to see, but you should be able to see a line across the back there. There's actually a drawstring in this jacket, so if you did want to add a little bit of shape to the jacket, then there is that flexibility to do so. If I just open that up, you'll see that it's unconstructed, so it's going to be super lightweight. Perfect for summer. I've ordered this in a size medium. Wow, look at that. So I'd say that I probably could do with having a couple of inches off the sleeves, which is very normal for me. I would say that 95% of tops and jackets that I purchase, I have to have the sleeves taken up, unless they offer a short option. I tend to have a little bit of work done on the clothing, but around the chest and the shoulders, it's absolutely spot on. Very beautiful piece. Very happy with that. It flows and drapes really beautifully as well. So there we have it, green linen jacket by Eton. So as I mentioned before I got started with this, I will leave a link to all of these products down below. Something else that I just wanted to quickly touch on. I was at an event in the week. We went to the Wolf Gala at the Royal Opera House. And it was actually to celebrate the launch of the latest ballerina musical jewellery box. And Wolf are actually also celebrating 190 years. And essentially, we went and discovered and learnt more about the brand and their history and their heritage. It was absolutely fascinating. And I've actually got a jewellery travel case from Wolf, which I was kindly gifted by my manager at Christmas time, and I've also purchased and gifted them myself in the past. So I'm sure that many of you will be familiar with the brand Wolf. But they actually started out way back when selling jewellery, and the packaging in which the jewellery was supplied in became incredibly popular, and so they kind of pivoted, I guess, and focused their attention on jewellery boxes and accessories as opposed to the jewellery themselves. And so it was lovely to go down and learn a little bit more about the brand. We also met Simon, who is currently CEO, and it's a family-run business, so it's his family chain that runs all the way down to the very beginning. So a very, very special and lovely company. But whilst I was there, I bumped into my friend Nick, who used to be at GQ and has now moved over to Walpole. And I personally had never heard of Walpole. And he very kindly sent out this magazine, which I'm going to call a book. It's definitely book worthy. It's got this really lovely cover. This is going to teach me a little bit about British luxury brands and also a little bit about what Walpole do. On the back, just to give you a little bit of a summary if you're not familiar, I may be the only one around here that wasn't familiar with Walpole. So just to take a snippet from the back, it actually says here that Walpole is the UK's only business group for luxury brands. It represents more than 250 of Britain's luxury brands, and it helps to protect, nurture and promote British luxury and the sector, and celebrates the extraordinary creativity, innovation and talent that makes it a global calling card for Britain. A really fascinating and interesting read, I'm sure. I'm going to learn lots more brands reading this for sure. And I did have a very quick flick through, and of course features some brands that I'm already familiar with, and many of you will be as well. But there were also some that I hadn't seen or heard of before. So I'm going to have a good flick through this, hopefully get to learn a little bit more about Walpole. And I think it's going to be a great way to actually discover brands, because Lydia and I, a couple of years ago, took the Royal Warrant approach, where we were discovering brands that were granted with a Royal Warrant, and we were just doing a little bit more research and trying to understand a little bit more about those brands. So these guys are going to be delving, I'm sure, into that, as well as delving into other luxury brands in the UK. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to ramble. Definitely have. I hope you've enjoyed the pieces that I've shared with you today. There's definitely some lovely items and some really beautiful brands as well. It's actually really nice to have so many wonderful things to share with you. So I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. And as always, as I keep on mentioning, I'll leave all of the links in the description box down below. I hope you all have a great rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 5 PM. Take care.